All right, I am back. Had a little bit of confusion about where our answers were going today. Ashley Linden wants to know, are we getting energy armor looking like material on future time capsules or glowing lantern emblems like the enhanced ones? We're talking about what might be the best way to make the first time capsules emblems glow. That seemed to be very popular from the last ones, so we're seeing how we should tackle that. No plans yet, but we like the idea, obviously. Are we getting energy armor looking like material on future time capsules? I don't have any plans to share about future time capsules, but that's a cool idea. I will note it. Mephisto wants to know, are you guys going back to something similar to the older gameplay? I think you could call the stats revamp similar to more older gameplay, sure. Will PvP get a similar fix? PvP will be adjusted in the stats revamp for sure, yes. K's COD 100 wants to know, when can we actually expect the official release date for the revamp? We will get a release date when we've finished the revamp. It's not something we can rush. So we're already, taking way more time on it than we expected because we ran into feedback and concerns and whatnot. And we're just going to take the time to address those, not shoot for a random date that we kind of arbitrarily drew in the sand. Jubertonins is asking about visual errors in styles. I'm not exactly sure what you mean. If you mean styles clipping together, that we do not intend to fix. Some styles clip, some styles don't. If you don't like it, don't use it. Making every style not clip with every other style means that there's a very, very limited number of things we can do with styles. So we're kind of beyond that. If you mean something else as far as style bugs, please submit those to the issue tracker or to us on the forum so that we can take a look. Fatal Star wants a function to send league invites through the mail or other ways to help invite alts. It's an interesting idea. I don't know that a mail invitation would work, but maybe it would. And a way to invite your alts easily, I guess I can see that making sense. I'll note it down here. Kilo Fury asks, will there ever be a hand style for different lantern rings? I know there are no plans for new lantern powers, but styles would be cool. No plans right now, but I'm going to note that down as a request. Light Fito wants to know about Avatar Bombardier. I just noted it as a request to see if we can get that somewhere more easier for players. No plans to share right now. Silac asked about using old maps for base theme layouts. It's a cool idea. It's a fundamental change to the system. We haven't done any discussion about that at this time. Molia Faust wants to know if there are any new skin styles planned. I don't believe there are any I can talk about right now. And wants to know about any plans for content scaling, meaning CR200 will not get into SFS1, 200 everything. We don't have plans right now to adjust high CRs and low content or clamping or anything like that. It is an issue that we know people are on all different sides of, and we are looking to tackle in the future. Gabe has a question. Are premiums ever going to see the light of the day, or they'll still live in the darkness of the past that has been the last 5 years? Okay, that's pretty dramatic. Zune Comeback asked, the Flash cowl seems to be clipping with a lot of chests, including a Flash t-shirt, which is shown being worn on the store page. We can take a look at that. There might be an issue there, or it might just be how it works, but we'll take a look. Magician, your comment on where level 30 is displayed versus what your CR is, it's a good one. I'm noting it down. We'll see if we can get that adjusted. That's probably not too hard. Livid's asked if we will be removing feats from time capsules. We have not made any decisions on that at this time. Protectimo is asking if old style vendors will have their mark costs decreased. No, we don't have plans for that. For one, the costs are there to protect the rarity of the item. You can still go get it the other way if you want to. It's easier to get marks. Since they're marks of victory, and since we're moving into different currencies for newer content, that means you have even more marks of victory to get. So it's actually become easier to get, so we don't have any plans there. Rebirth asks, any plans for a new SM map? Not right now, but we've seen the requests. St. Nutella asks, any word on PvP here? Nope, we're getting through the stats revamp before we tackle anything PvP. And you want a general update on the state of the game. Game's doing great right now. 2016 was our second best year by most metrics, and that's huge for a game of our age. So, yeah, we won't share numbers more specific than that for obvious reasons. Flash wants to know why Premium don't have free DLC. Well, that's one thing we sell to keep the game running. It's also a major benefit of membership. So, yeah, buy the DLCs, get membership. Carlin Carnage wants to have Valentine's race wings for the character style next year. I have no idea what you're talking about. You haven't asked that of me 10 times in the last week, so please provide more detail. I'm obviously joking. I'm obviously hilarious. Clinky wants to know when water is coming out, which is not a thing that we have to announce after the stats revamp. Blazing Bacon wants to know when you are getting Flash-related iconic emblems. I don't have a date or even a confirmation that that's a thing that's happening. Seems like a good idea. I like it, but Light FX wants to know if we'll ever see Starro in DCUO. That's a good question. Is that like your top mega villain to go to after the anti-monitor? Could note down the request. Semper Fear says, when we like the idea of something, is this a guarantee? Nope, absolutely not. Caroline asked, is there a reason why we only get the elite gear on discount but not the normal one? I have collected the elite set first and I only get a discount on it again. Well, so the whole purpose of the vendor discount is to make it easier for people to get their second set of gear, as in I have my tank set and I want my DPS set, or to allow it easier access on alts. So I completed a set on my main, I can unlock that feat on my alt for a very small replay badge cost, and then I can earn that gear at a discount on my alts. It's not designed to help you get the first set faster, and the two sets are not the same. So you need to earn both sets if you want both sets the original way. Now, it seems logical that you'll pick one of those and earn that full set, and that's kind of the gear you need to play to be strong, and then you'll go back and get the other one for feats and the styles, and that can be done over time. There's no rush for that. Magician is asking about direct buying skill points directly in the marketplace. It's not something we're planning. All right, I am getting very far behind on questions, so I'm going to lock the text chat for a moment and let myself catch up, because like I did say, we need to end almost 30 minutes exactly from now. Okay, Saint Nutella asks, is there a possibility of raising the escrow cap? Premium members can't even play AF3 without the fear of dying once or twice, because if they do, they wouldn't be able to afford the repairs. There's always a possibility. It is something we've discussed now for years. We don't have plans to do anything about it at the time. It's a huge benefit of membership, and there are ways to work around it, both in the marketplace and otherwise for premiums. Totally see the frustration there. So it's something that I'm sure we will continue to discuss. Gamilla4 asks, are you guys trying to have an event happen each month because we're packed till April for events? Not exactly, but it would be great if we had some more months. I think this is just kind of that stretch of the year where we have holidays that fell kind of right together. So Livid says, when will the test server get sparring targets? The test server either got sparring targets in the last update or gets sparring targets in this update. I can't remember which. Rogue wants to know what happened to Friday Night Legends. We just ran out of time. It's not something we're working on right now, but hopefully office hours are a little bit like that. Direct contact with us anyway. We don't have plans to return to Friday Night Legends. Mega Block Spiker 74 says it's awesome having the flash cowl, but will we get an emblem to go along with it? Not right now. Raphael Prime wants to know, will we ever get a cape style that we can apply an emblem to? Great idea. I'm noting it. Psylocke 8 wants to know, is there any plans to add iconic Catwoman or Cheetah claw scratch base power for or Beastie Morphs types characters? No plans. I think we've talked about this in depth before, but just briefly, the animations that those characters have are mostly effects. It's not like a weapon type as far as the whips and the scratches and whatnot. So it's hard to do a full power set of or a full weapon type of. But I mean, if enough people request that, that could become a priority. Caroline asked if there are any plans for new Legends PvE maps. We do not have plans for new Legends PvE maps or new Legends characters at this time. I'm going to note down your suggestions, however. Light Phyto asks, we need styles from lockboxes available on a vendor. I've been playing for 2 years and the Avatar Bombardier hands still don't drop. That ties into Avatar from earlier. And I'll note the comment about lockboxes and that idea. Legendary Prime is asking when the next time capsules are. The rough estimate is about 9 weeks for, since the last one at a minimum. So that should give you a ballpark, but I don't have an exact date to share. Nine weeks is just over 2 months, and this last time capsule launched about a month ago, beginning of January. Fallen 615 asks, when is Rage going to test? Rage is one of the next powers going to test, but I don't have a date for you, not today. Taya says, are there plans to release stats revamp in time for the next survival mode? No, we'll have the next survival mode out before the stats revamp for sure. The next survival mode is in our next game update in March. Saint Nutella is asking about our next material, and I don't have any news to share there. Rogue asks, will there be an easier way to allot skill points when respecing Yeah, it's a pain in the butt right now, especially if you misclick one dang thing. That's feedback we've seen before. Totally agree. Something could be better, but we don't have plans right now. I'm going to note it as a good idea, as opposed to other bad ideas I've been noting. Just kidding. Quantile asked about wave docs not updating our paper doll pictures in over a year. Yep, it's broken. I don't know when it will be fixed. Sono asked, is there a way for our friends list to be all tunes or account-wide? It's a pain trying to write them all down. Yeah, we see that a lot. It's also, unfortunately, kind of a way to stalk others. If someone who's not your friend is friending you and tracking your characters, or just really figuring out who is who. Oh, this person is the same as this other person because they're on my friends list and I didn't add them. So there's kind of some issues with that, even though it does sound convenient. Really need a better friending system, but that is another conversation. Swift Duck is asking about Hardlight after the revamp. I don't have any news there. They're working on it now. Once those are ready, we'll have that information go up on test. Semperfear is asking about a base item like a poster to hang that shows the survival modes you've beaten, platinums obtained. That would be a cool base item, yeah, like a trophy. We've actually talked about in the past. No plans right now, but that's a cool idea. The Grizzly wants new things for using Prestige. I'll note that. Magician wants to know if there's any talk of a Daybreak game celebration similar to what SOE Live was in the past. We have no plans for that right now. Fallen 615 wants to make the Fallen God Elite gear more vibrant and make the Superman symbol glow. Honestly, it's probably too late to go back and adjust past styles in that way. Let me note the complaint though, just for looking ahead to future styles. Light Fido wants to know if there are any plans for new energy weapon styles, and I see the likes kind of coming in on that. I'll note that. I like how people get to my question and then start liking it or not liking it. Ooh, dollar signs coming up on that one. All right. Vote with your emojis. Brooklyn Style asks, will we get new gear before the next survival mode event? No. Black Dawn wants jukeboxes for her lair that would play seasonal tunes in a localized area. Or maybe not for your lair. Maybe you meant just out in the world. I'll note the suggestion. St. Nutella is asking about a specific piece of rare gear. It sounds like it should never be on both of those two vendors. So one of those is a bug. Timeline, and answer your question, all of those metrics, yeah. Liv has asked, after the test event, will there be a heavy focus on balancing PvP and adding new PvP content? No, I don't want to go out on, get your hopes up for I don't know what you mean by heavy, right? After the stats revamp, we will look at PvP again. PvE will remain the focus of the game. Protectimo is asking about a possible increase in marks of victory, the cap, because it's so popular with ancient coins. I'm going to note this as well. It's been talked about recently. Chroma asks, any plans for more variety of affinity or tactical mods in the future since we'll have more playstyles after the revamp? Yes, that's a crucial reason why we want to do this, is to open up the ability to have systems in place that expand variety and let you choose things, and I just got excited. But yes. Dane Speck asks, what is the next theme for time capsules? Why do you think I'm going to answer that question? The next time capsule will be here in a flash. Don't worry about it. I made Carlin cry. Sorry about that. Blazing Evacuation wants to have all LPVE maps open. It's a cool event we like to run. We haven't run in a while. I'll note it. Honor Guard asks, will we ever be able to /ignore and ignores the account and not just character? That kind of goes back to the same issue that we had with friending an entire account. It doesn't let people hide who they are. If they like playing on an alt to avoid all the annoying friends they have, that doesn't work once you allow people to ignore or friend account wide. So there are issues there, but we also like the functionality. So again, I'm noting it with the other one here. Mines 0815 wants to know if we'll have new teleporters for Smallville to solo at higher CRs. I mean, not specifically for Smallville, but the whole concept of a way to enter content without having a full group or go in by yourself, that kind of thing, is something we have talked about and we like the idea of. You don't have specific plans, but would definitely recognize how much that would be useful for players. Jupiter Tonans wants to feature what lets you add notes or icons to the friend and ignore list. Love it. Noting it down. Taya wants to know, are there plans to have a double Marks weekend or hours happen more often since they were so popular? I mean, kind of, yes, we do intend to keep doing that. So, I mean, follow us on Twitter, at the very least, so you don't miss those announcements. Jacob Dragon Hunter says, a lot of people are requesting the vault be updated. Will we ever do it? We don't have plans right now. I think, though, you know, eventually, yes, we will update the vault. Timeline asks, what piece of gear will the new white mods fit into? Rings? And I don't know what you're referring to. Protectimo is suggesting R&D events where you get bonuses for salvaging stuff. Like an R&D weekend, salvage all your stuff. That's kind of cool. Is that kind of cool, actually? People let me know. Give him some likes or give him some dislikes. I got a thumbs down and a heart face. And a thumbs up. Okay, so mild mix of things. Oh, 2 thumbs down. Okay, well, we'll consider it. Caroline asks, any plans for Aquaman content? We're not announcing new content. Joe says, do you think the revamp itself will be done this year? Yes, I do. Fallen615 says, I noticed on test you can't solo Paradox anymore. Does that mean the ability to solo old content will be gone due to us not receiving the defense buff from CR? All the numbers are still in flux. You know, we still intend for people to become more powerful and be able to go back to old content and wreck it. Exactly where you can do that or how you can do that or what level you need to be, that's all moving around still. Revafall wants to know, can we get scalable emblems so we don't have to deal with the chest styles making them too small anymore? Probably not. We're pretty limited tech-wise there on how emblems work and how they fit into gear. We've definitely seen the kind of feedback on people, complaining that emblems look too small in this kind of gear, too big over here, especially when we did iconic ones that didn't quite have the right size. So we're trying to be more mindful of that to start, so you won't have to rescale them. But rescalable also sounds doubtful. Orion Skymaster says, are we getting at some point a recap on what's going on with DCUO like last year, future plans and such? Not really. I mean, if we have like a major shift in direction, like we're going back to some other, I don't know what, obviously we'll tell you. But we're not going to lay out here's the next year, because as we've seen, we're not even done with last year's, here's what we're doing. So we're just going to announce the plans that are imminent that you need to know about and go from there for the most part. Danny274 wants to know, is style sharing coming soon? Style sharing is still planned. I don't have a time frame. I wouldn't say soon. St. Nutella says, will we ever see Captain Atom or Firestorm? Quantum has been out for a while now and major forces in the game. Also, why is it that someone without any episodes can access safe houses and arenas but not in scrimmages? I guess those are two questions and I just kept reading. I don't know when you'll see Captain Atom or Firestorm. Not announcing new content right now. As far as the scrimmages, it's always been like that, where the PvP maps that came with episode 4, right? Episode 4, the last laugh, require the last laugh to play in scrimmage. That's kind of a legacy thing. We could look at changing it, but that's just how it's always been. Crimes DCO wants to know if we can add casual styles to the marketplace. Is that something people want? Let me know in likes here. I don't know what that is. There's a $, a heart, and a money with wings. Okay. So I'm going to go with casual styles would be popular. Only Forever is asking about fixing controllers on the test server because he thinks they're useless except for debuffs. Well, it's good you think they're useful for debuffs because they, aren't really on live. So cool that worked. We are working on making controllers feel more useful, especially when it comes to power healing, and that's actually what some of the announcements we'll make after office hours and the test server tonight will be about. As you know, we put up a survey for testing feedback from the stats revamp, and that was one of the things that people mentioned overall, and that the mental and gadgets controller classes mentioned specifically. But I don't want to jump ahead on that too much because we have very buttoned up messaging from our lead designer, lead systems designer Aver, on those changes. Superman Prime would like a way to kind of remove access from people's bases in bulk. I've got that request, I think, from last week, so we've noted that. Nightcrawler wants more than 32 characters. I mean, I don't see a reason why not to sell you more character slots. I'll note it. How many people want to have more than 32 characters on their account? Give me some likes or dislikes. All right, people seem to want that. It's a lot of characters, I'm just saying. I mean, awesome, but that's a lot. Green Viking asks, will we be able to put bounties on other players? No plans for anything like that. And will premium get better benefits in the future? Also no plans there. We are looking at making membership more appealing. Always open to suggestions there. I mean, if you have ideas for what you'd like or what you would like to buy, but the actual premium level, as far as like what you get for premium, definitely won't change. Sono requests a way to change the color of your powers. We have talked about that a lot over time. We're pretty limited there in tech, but I'll note it. Always worth talking about again. Black Dawn wants to know if she can get the wings from a Valentine's Day race. She's asking for a friend. Seems like a great idea. Gamilla Four says, any plans for new bounties? Are they ever coming back? Maybe. We know people like open world. We're going back to open world content. We didn't necessarily drop a bunch of bounties in the last update and stuff, but we've heard the requests, definitely. Flasher 12 says, will there ever be an update to the game's aesthetics, like new textures, character models, etc.? Like a new engine update. No plans for that right now. Hard to say if that would be something we could fit in anywhere. Also, I find, and maybe people disagree, but when I'm playing a game, I get pretty attached to how things look, and I don't usually like it when they change out from under me because maybe I don't aesthetically like it as much, even if it's better technologically. So that's kind of a tough one. Honor Guard is asking for crypto in this base as a new base pet. I mean, it seems like eventually we'll just have to do that, right? I would love to do that, as well as a billion other base pets. There are a lot of likes on that post. Asian asks, any chance of a permanent trinket psychic? Like a pet that stays out all the time, is that what you mean? That's a cool idea. All right, I'm gonna lock up the chat again because I do have a hard stop at 3:45. One sec. Wildcard says, when will the next 3 powers be on test? We don't know yet. We're working on them now. The update going to test today will not have the next 3 powers. Mines at 0815 asked if there are any plans to merge heroes and villains, and he got 1 thumbs up. 2 100s, what does that mean? I don't really know what that means, but everything else is sad face. I guess villains, I think, like being villains. That said, we do like having cross-faction maps so that you can play with each other and queue faster, that kind of thing. We'll continue to do that. Eddie is asking for casual styles with examples. I'm going to note them, but I know what casual styles means. Shirts and stuff. Got it, yeah. Rogue wants to see improvements in the R&D UI for scrolling. It's kind of glitchy, takes a while, freezes a bit. I'm noting that down. That seems like a reasonable request. Cursed One is asking about having different difficulty levels on content, especially on alerts and raids, I guess. Okay. We do have normal and hard, well, normal and elite raids, and we're working very hard to really distinguish those. So the normal is kind of just a fun walk in the park, and such that the elite is really where you prove yourself. In theory, that's a great idea for all content, but I don't know how much that would be played. You tell me. And I don't know how we'll be able to do that, resource-wise, but it's an idea we're definitely going to look at. Jacob Dragon Hunter asks, since we got Batman and Flash Cowls, will we see more iconic theme styles available to buy in the marketplace? It seems like you probably will. Fallen 615 wants new materials, but not as flashy as like the Phoenix, just kind of more basic materials like leather or metal, etc. That's a cool idea. I like it. I'm noting it down. I think we got that last week, the week before as well. Timeline is asking about what the next white mods in the future might go into, what slot they might go into. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that right here. We will definitely be expanding the slots we have, or more options for the slots we have. Jupiter Tonans wants more base items we can interact with, like the Zamoron Crystal. Very cool. What would you think your interaction should do? Do you have any ideas there? I know I locked the chat, but I'll open it. Protectimo would like to be able to upgrade current gear to higher item levels using upgrade kits. Interesting idea. We don't have any plans for that, but I'll note the concept. Everything asking about the feat menu and especially the text that scrolls. Yeah, we would like to make that better. We don't have plans to right now. Golden Tanager asks, how do you feel about adding Jason Todd or Red Hood somewhere in the game? I mean, we do have his outfit, so that's something, but it's a great idea. Who doesn't want to add more characters, and especially that one? All right, Sky Master is asking for more of a layout of future plans, and I mean, beyond the stats revamp, it's difficult to say. And in retrospect, I am really glad we didn't say, hey, there's content coming now, because stats ramp isn't done, so all of our plans would have been shot already anyway. So, but we are going to announce things. We are going to tell you what's going on next, so you have something to look forward to. We will actually be doing that pretty soon, so keep an eye out. Just not for a whole year at a time. Jareth asked if we'll ever have a weekend that increases Iconics drops. Because I'm not sure what you mean by Iconics drops. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. One downside of text or voice chat, I guess. Eighth Gatekeeper asked if the next content will be released before the stats revamp. No, we're going to have content, or yes, we're going to have content, and then we're going to have the stats revamp. It's almost certainly the case based on how long the stats revamp is taking right now. Azion asks, any chance of consumables like weapons or maybe quantum warp? I guess a consumable that pops out a weapon and a consumable that makes you warp around. We don't have any plans for that, but it seems like an okay idea. It'd be interesting to see what you thought, like how you would use that in gameplay, what you're envisioning. Nabs is asking about when the next DLC will come, and we don't have that information to share for you today. Eddie is asking to customize sidekicks, and everybody likes it, and yes, that would be amazing. I'm going to note that suggestion. Joker Bat wants a Joker smile skin. That's not surprising. Magician has asked for more slots for our shared bank. Yes, I think we get that every week, and every week I say I'm noting it down, and then we talk about it. The hang up there is that we're at a bit of a tech performance issue with making that bigger, but all problems are solvable given enough time. Flasher 12 is asking for the ability to change color of your movement mode, your speed lightning. Cool idea, no plans for it right now. Saint Nutella wants to see two-sided capes. For example, one side is white, the other red. I think that is possible. I'm going to note it and let the art team know. Crimes DCUO wants to know if you would consider adding a zoom style from the CW Flash show, or would that be a problem to add? We're probably going to add like a directly, this is the CW one, but an inspired by version is definitely something we could do. No plans right now, but it's a cool idea. Fatal Star asks, would it be possible to mix and match weapon master combos, allowing us to pick which weapon master combos we use for weapons of choice? Probably not, just for balance reasons and for animation reasons, but cool idea. I'm going to note it. An expansion of that system would be cool way past the stats revamp. And then Gaz says to finish it off that we need Ace the Bat Hound as well as crypto. You know what? That's fair. I think crypto is like 10 or 100 times more well known than Ace the Bat Hound. Just gonna go right out there and say it. But he's a good hound. It's a good dog. So there's that. It is 3:44. Unfortunately, I have to jump off at 3:45. So that was the last question. Thank you everyone for tuning in for this week's office hours. I'm sorry it was a little bit abbreviated. If your question didn't get answered, feel free to tweet it to me at DCUO or private message it to me here on Discord. I'll see if I can answer it for you. Or come back next week, next Friday, where most Fridays we have office hours. Also, it is Flash Appreciation Weekend, because in the comics, Flash Appreciation Day is February 11th in Central City. So that's happening this weekend. Log in, get your gifts, tell your friends so they log in and get their gifts, and have a good weekend. Also, if you're on the test server and if you're concerned about the stats revamp, or if you're interested, we will have a new version of the test server going up any minute now tonight, as well as a whole lot of messaging explaining what's going up and why, and what the results were of that stats revamp survey we had you take last week. And with that, I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you all for showing up. Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for Ask DCUO for tonight. Sadly, they had to cut a little short a little bit, but be sure to tune in next week on February 17th for the next Ask DCUO office hours. So thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you guys next week.